How are you, Brian?
I'm all good, thank you.
Good. Now, I also have a poll for yours starting one. And let me put it on. And here I'm asking the question, can we envisage a dealer's used car stock being automatically refilled with ideal stock? I think currently that would solve a lot of issues from sourcing, maybe. Yes, okay. There are people that have that confidence. Other people will say that will still take a few years. But I think also today you will exchange some of the further ideas that Cars to Click is creating. And thanks again to be sponsor for today. So, Brian, all yours.
Well, I'll answer on the poll. I actually think that the answer here is correct. It will take some time to do it, but it's possible.
Yeah.
It's what we're working on, and this is what I'm going to show you now. So
okay, good.
I share my screen, and then we get going. Cool. There we go. And then I go here, and I open. So first, in case, or not in case, someone probably don't know me, so I'll just say I'm from Cars to Click, and we're going to talk about changing the remarketing space with connecting data on ideal stock level, sourcing, and running fleet. So it's a long sentence for something that is very dear to me. My name is Brian Madsen, and I'm one of the founders, and I'm the director of Cars to Click International. And if you want, then you can get this presentation afterwards, and you can contact me if you feel like doing that. So, okay. So you probably already read it, but this is the long text about what if the requirement of dealer based on the ideal stock profile would be continuously matched in real time with leasing and rental running fleets. So this is what I'm going to talk about today, upstream selling and how AI will impact that. So this is about matching supply and demand and doing so digital. And as the poll asked, is it possible? It actually is, but it will require some changes in the way people work and also the solutions that they're using. But we are working on that, and I will show you something now. So first, before I move on to the real presentation, then Cars to Click is one part of the companies that we own. Cars to Click is our B2B cross-border trading company. Cars to View is our AI and data solution. And then we also do logistics and import-export throughout Europe. So we are a cross-border company using data to buy and sell cars in different countries, and we also handle the logistics. We started in February 2019. Today we are in 20 countries, and growing. Soon we will even be in North America. So things have gone quite fast for us. We won the 2020 Fleet Europe Award with the solution that this I'm showing you today. It was based on AI Maria, which is our artificial intelligence robot. And we are also trying to win this year again. So what I'm going to talk about is a little about yesterday, today, and tomorrow, just to set the scene here. And the way we see it, and the whole reason why we started Cars to Click and Cars to View is that a car dealer will plan their desired stock based on experienced people, seasonality, and internal pricing data. So that it's not like people have not done this, but there's been a lot of human touch and a lot of experience involved in making those decisions. Used car managers, they were searching high and low for cars which match their needs, and sometimes they find them, sometimes they don't. It can be incoming part exchange like trade-ins they buy from customers, offers they get from traders, or a lot about auctions. Right? And auctions is something that we would like to see change in the future. We are working ourselves on that, and we are also working with some auction companies that also wants to move into what we are doing with the matching supply and demand earlier and not buying one by one. Right? It's not really very efficient to sit and wait for an auction and hope that you buy one car. You can do that a little bit more efficient. So we see this as yesterday, and what we would like to see then is how are people doing it today? Well, real-time market data has now become available. Unfortunately, not all car dealers or buyers or sellers have started using it, but many have done it. So, but it opens new doors and it makes it possible to know what to buy and what not to buy. Like if you can see not just pricing data, but you can see how many similar vehicles are sold, how many vehicles are for sale, so you get a factor for your market. You can know that, oh, but maybe I should buy this Dacia Dogster or whatever that is very interesting in your market, but you didn't have any. So you can get information about this. But also, cross-border opportunities are opening new doors. You can source from other countries because you can use the data to see that, oh, the Skoda Enyaqs are a lot cheaper in France than in Denmark, so maybe we should try and buy them in France and import them to Denmark and then make some good money. And AI and data solutions, they can monitor the market and they can give you notifications when something needs your attention. So it's not just about knowing what is going on in terms of pricing, knowing what is going on in terms of sales, but AI can actually be a partner. And it can tell you when things go right and go wrong. You just heard Martins before talk about communication with apps. That is just one part, but AI can actually be your best friend and really monitor all the things that you don't have time to. This is already today. It can tell you when the market is down. It can tell you when new interesting cars become available. And this is something that we should all work with. But unfortunately, there's still some people that needs to get into this. So some are still working as they did yesterday, but more and more are moving into as we are doing today. No, what will then happen tomorrow? And when I say tomorrow, then we are already doing it now. But of course, we need to implement this and it will take some time. So what happens here in our world is that our partners, the one we work with, and I'm talking about the buyers, the car dealers, what they do is that they get access to data. So they will base their ideal stock profile on our AI and data-driven insights. They will know that these vehicles, they sell very well. So these are the ones I want. And out of that, they create what we call a wish list. Now, we have 128,000 car dealers or more, I think, profiled by our AI every day based on what they have for sale and what they sell online, what we can see what happens on the online profile. But this means that we know if we want to sell some Opel Corsa and we want to sell this to someone in the Netherlands, we know exactly who is buying and selling Opel Corsa. But this takes it to a new level where the car dealer can say, okay, this is my profile, but I use the data to see that there's some opportunities that I'm missing, something I'm not doing today. So I add this to my wish list. And when they do that, the profile is automatically updated by the AI. And then the AI will keep track on what we have available. And as soon as we have something available that matches the buyer's wish list or profile, the AI will send a notification saying, hey, we have this Opel Corsa available and here's the link. Not only will it show you all the information that you need, you of course need to have photos, you need to have information about it, the equipment and the conditions, but it will also show you the market price in your market, what you will have to pay for it, and the potential profit that you will make on that. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't buy cars just to buy cars, we buy cars to make money, right? So this is really a whole new way of working where you plan your stock based on AI and data insight, and AI and data will then, we call it AI Maria, she will communicate with you and tell you when there's something that you should buy and help you make the calculations right up. This is done down to tax level. We have tax calculations for each country in Europe. So it's not that we say, oh, the prices in Denmark are always highest, because they will be, but there's a lot of tax involved here. So if this would be possible to do, which it is, then we can also do upstream remarketing to pre-sale. And I'm going to show you a little about that in a minute. So we'll reduce lead time, remarketing cost for the sellers, increase profitability, and reduce risk. Pre-selling is really the next level. And this is where we want to take the volume that is on auctions and start allocating them while they're still being used. So all this is called cars to view, and cars is based on cars to view. And one of the things in here is what we call geo-pricing. Geo-pricing is based on retail. So we know the retail price, as I said, in Denmark, but that's of course including VAT and taxes on that vehicle. So we have a tax engine in our AI that will calculate not only the VAT, that's the easy part, but also the tax based on the CO2 level and the weight and whatever on that car for each country. That is Sweden, it's Finland, Norway, Denmark, Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, France, Switzerland, Austria, Portugal, Spain, Italy, and Romania, and more. So we know this for all. That means that we can see where we can get the best B2B price, not just the retail, but really the B2B price. And then we also calculate the profit and the cost for the buyer to transport the car from wherever. So the car, of course, if the car goes from Germany to Denmark, the transport cost is less than if it goes from Spain to Denmark. All that is driven by algorithms and AI. And then we get exactly the B2B price we can get from the car that is located in Spain. Where can we deliver that car and get the best price? With this geo-pricing information, we know where to sell. Now, geo-sales tells us a little bit more, because it's not just that, we have 200 Opel Corsas we think we can sell in Denmark. It might be that they only sell 20 Opel Corsas a month, so we want to know that. So we get this, how many cars are online, how many cars were sold last month, and then we use something we call a sales factor, which then tells us if this is a good or a bad market to sell into. So then you can plan your D-fleet and get the absolute best return on it. And what we then do is that we put all these things together. It's market data, it's the running fleet of the leasing company or renting company or OEM or whatever we are looking at, and then the dealer profiles as well. All this gets into our solution. We have market trends, we have the geo pricing, the geo sales I just mentioned, and we have all these wish lists that all the car dealers or buyers have created. They can even do B2B trading. So if you have a car dealer in Denmark that has a few cars that was not selling in Denmark, the AI told him that, the market have changed, you should sell these to another country, then you can do that straight inside Cars2View. You can do pre-sale sourcing, and you can even use it for pricing of the vehicles you want to buy from your customers. But this is a total ecosystem where it's possible for the car dealers to use this to tell us what they need. And within the renting or the leasing fleet that we have, that we know that, someone is looking for e-Mocha, doesn't exist right now in our portfolio. We already sold everything we had, but in 3 months' time, there's one of our partners on one of the leasing companies that actually have 50 cars coming back. What happens is that we then allocate those vehicles to pre-sales. And that means that the car dealers that will want to buy these cars can then reserve them and get delivery in 2 or 3 months' time. This is something that we have been working with for the last 3 years, and now we have just digitalized it completely. So it's all available in Cars2View, and we are having quite some big companies, I cannot mention names, but that are working with this already and starting up. And we will see that in the future, the car dealers that are active and using data to create their profile and what they want to have will be the ones that will be prioritized. Because when someone creates a wish list, we of course allocate those vehicles to those customers because we know that what they need. And this is then the planning that will come and will change the way it is. So going forward, this is the version. It's called cars2view.com. You can find it there. You can subscribe to it. And that the whole world starts. That's when you can get started with AI and data. It's not just for car dealers and buyers, but it's also for OEM, rental, and leasing companies who wants to get started and start using this to understand how they can use data and AI to improve their business. It's about residual value analysis, forecasting, geo pricing, as I mentioned, where to get rid of your vehicles for the best prices. That's it. Cars to click, something new, always data first, data and AI first.
Okay, Brian, thanks on this further evolution of a journey that you started, I don't know, how many years ago?
3.5 years ago is when we officially started Cars to Click, and then the journey started after that. Yeah. But the idea is something that's been there for a long time, but now we manage it.
Now, I see in the poll there was, can you envisage a dealer's used car stock being automatically refilled? There is 55% that says yes with today's technology. So they're a bit more optimistic than you were giving the answer. So what does it still take to really do this?
It's a complete new way of working.
Okay.
If you want to change from, you have people that are buying cars on auctions and so on. This is where we see this is a management decision about how do you want to have your company being managed and run from now on and into the future. Do you want to be a data-driven car dealership and also remarketing? Right? This is the two worlds will merge. We see an opportunity to, as soon as a mobility company like a rental leasing or whatever, as soon as a vehicle enters into a fleet, already at that point in time, we can start allocate these vehicles. Maybe not 3 years down the line, but we are buying and selling cars today with delivery more than 12 months from now. So this is a part of our business, and that means that as a car dealer, you can allocate, you can plan your process, what you think, what kind of stock you want. And if you're using dynamic pricing, which is also part of the tool, like if you're using AI to price your vehicles right, then normally you change a stock turn in Europe right now is like 7 on average, right, in all countries. The companies that use AI and data to run their pricing and the stock sourcing, they immediately, within a few months, go from 7 to above 10. And then within 1 year, they go above 12, and some of them are more than 15 times stock change. Right? So when you can sell your stock every month, and you know you can do that, because not only do you have the retail, where you can sell your stock retail because you have the right vehicles. It's always like this. If you buy the right thing, it sells fast, right? If you price it right. If you buy the right things and price it right, you will sell fast. That's it. And then you can plan your stock, knowing keep track on this. Of course, there's always some uncertainty into what happens 12 months from now. Or you say, in the beginning of 2020, January 2020, would anyone have told us how that year would be and then be right? Nobody. Right? Well, right now we might be in a situation where it's a little bit more easy than it was. Things are getting a little bit more normal, but it is an opportunity to really use data to plan. And of course, the longer you dare to plan out in the future, the better you get. The more it's the same like you want to book the best hotel rooms. Well, you need to be fast because the best hotel rooms are gone fast, right, for the vacation period. It's the same thing here. If you want the best cars, you need to be fast, and you can with data you can see what to buy and what not to buy. This has become a part of our life now, and it's super exciting to see the performance of our partners.
Now it's maybe, and it's the third time today that I think I'm asking this as a question, but I think it's always interesting. What is the challenge when you talk to potential customers or when you're implementing some things? What is the challenge for them to do this? Because probably there are hurdles again. Yeah. You might have people that are convinced, but then they need to sell it in the company or to other people. So how do you overcome this as a challenge?
There's two ways. One is, it's absolutely right. It's not something you just call someone and give an online presentation and then it's done. This is a way that they start looking at this and see the opportunities. It's not everybody. Some people, they think, no, this is not for us. Fine, then we don't do it. But we are having some rental and OEM and leasing companies that we work with today. They all see this as a future. We cannot work with everybody. It's impossible with the size of company we have. But and we don't want to do that either. But the companies that see this, they have a journey in front of them. If you're an OEM, the journey can take up to 12 months, right, to just change the way of thinking about it. But normally it's not that big a problem anymore. 5 years ago, people were not they said, yeah, it will be data in the future. But right now, everybody's looking for it. COVID and short supply have really pushed a lot in that direction. And I don't see a lot of hurdles yet in terms of getting people to see this as an opportunity. The hurdle is, after that, there's a journey we need to do together to educate a lot of people that doesn't work in remarketing but need to understand. That could be finance director or whatever, who needs to understand it, that doesn't necessarily understand the thing. But there's so many opportunities and benefits from this that even finance people that doesn't have worked with remarketing before, they start to see, pre-sales, short lead time, that makes sense. That's money, right? So there's a lot of different stakeholders that will see this from different opportunities. The last thing is that, we about buying and selling cars, right? We are a cross-border company. We buy cars in one country, sell in another. We want to make money on cars. So the business model that we have helps a little bit. So if a car dealer wants to start working with us, they pay a fee per month for using Cars to View, with the solution I showed there for car dealers. But if they buy or they sell cars to us, then it's for free. So that means for us to sign up new customers, it goes very fast. Everybody says, okay, so all I have to do, we have a trial period, it's for free. So all I have to do is to test it. If I like it, I start paying. If I buy or sell cars, it's for free. So we've taken that barrier away, and that has shortened the lead time for us from presentation to actually signing contracts. So we are signing every day. It's very nice. The bigger companies, OEM and rental, it's a bigger project, but we all know that it's normal.
Yeah, I know.
The due diligence alone.
I've been there as well. Yeah,
I know.
With an OEM, it's a bit longer indeed.
Yeah.
Brian, thanks a lot, and I'm looking forward to your input for the award, as you say. And I'm sure we will see you at the Remarketing Forum in Dublin.
You will. I think I will be speaking together with you there, right?
Yeah, could be. Indeed. Okay, Brian, thanks a lot. Thank you. Bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we have a half an hour where you can have a coffee, have a short break, or what you can also do is explore a bit within the new tool, because in the new tool you also have the possibilities to try and find other people and basically I meet. It can be now during the break, or even after we have finished this. It will, I think, stay open for a while. Okay, see you back at 3:15, and then we'll start at AI in the inspection and defleeting journey. Thanks, and see you later.